You're watching the India Development Debate. I'm Tamanna Inamdar, and we may just be coming to the final chapter of the Maharashtra drama, with the NCP, Congress and Sena deciding to stake claim to form the next government. It's clear now that Uddhav Thackeray is tipped to be the next Maharashtra Chief Minister. A final meeting is expected to take place tomorrow to iron out details, and a government could be in place as early as next week, nearly a month after election results were declared in the state of Maharashtra. But will this be a stable government? What will be on its agenda? And does it indicate a shift in national politics as well? Before we come down to discussing all of these details, let's play out for you the key comments that came out of a hectic meeting this evening in Mumbai between the Sena, NCP and the Congress.
की आज तिन्ही पक्षाचे ज्येष्ठ नेते पहिल्या प्रथम एकत्र बसले. बऱ्याचशा गोष्टीवरती आम्ही मार्ग काढलेला आहे. झालं पडलं. पण आम्ही असं ठरवले की एकही मुद्दा अनुत्तरित ठेवायचा नाही, म्हणून सगळे विषय सोडवल्यानंतर पूर्ण सगळ्या विषयांची उत्तरं घेऊन आम्ही तुमच्या समोर येतो आहोत. पण चर्चा अतिशय चांगली आणि योग्य दिशेने चालू आहे.
सगळे करते बसलेले मी आणि ठाकरे उद्धव आम्ही बसायची गरज नाही.
Is there any consensus over the CM candidate? CM वरती
तो इश्यूच नाही.
उद्धवजी असणार.
पत्रकार परिषद उद्या होईल.
मी नक्की सांगत त्याची सांगतो.
ओके सर, बैठक सकारात्मक झाली का साहेब?
The discussions were conducted in a positive manner. We have reached many conclusions, but talks remain to be concluded. We will continue the talk tomorrow.
All right. Through the entire process of trying to form this government, and please be assured it's not over yet. We still need to iron out the details and see what happens when they finally reach the governor. Remember, government will be in place only when a floor test is done, and this combination actually aces that floor test. But what's the plan? Trying to get to more details now. And for this, joining me is NCP leader Nawab Malik. Mr. Malik, thank you for speaking with us. So how close are we now to actually forming the next government? Is this the final stage?
Definitely, there is a consensus to form a government with alliance of Shiv Sena, Congress and Rashtrapati Congress Party. But we had proposed that Mr. Uddhav Thackeray should take the responsibility of the chief ministerial post. He had suggested, he has not denied or not accepted. Definitely he will discuss with the party, then he will convey to us. And this is the demand has been put up before him, and we are hopeful that he will going to accept the demand.
So is there consensus, Mr. Malik, between the NCP and the Congress on having Uddhav Thackeray as chief minister?
Definitely there should be a face of the government, the stability should be there, and definitely we had proposed, both of us made a consensus that we must put a demand before the Shiv Sena that Mr. Uddhav should take the responsibility.
Timeline for this to happen and for a government to actually be in place?
Definitely tomorrow there is a meeting. After meeting we will organize a press conference. We will reveal the common minimum program before the people, and definitely after that we will make a claim before the Honorable Governor of Maharashtra. And we are hopeful then in the next week there will be an elected government in the state of Maharashtra.
Now, before we have this government in place next week, Mr. Malik, the question really is, what will this government want to do? What is the outlook on infrastructure? For example, we're hearing a lot of comments from NCP leaders on, the Maharashtra government discontinuing its contribution to the bullet train project.
That is not a putting a project sideline. It is a dream project of Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He said whether it is for the people or it will be an exhibition to the people of the world. So if he have a dream project, why should a state should spend 30,000 crore rupees? They have to fund the project, and we have an agrarian crisis. The money should be diverted to the people, those who are suffering in the state of Maharashtra. Mr. Prime Minister, Honorable Modi ji has himself said, it is nothing to use. It is just for show the people that we are having bullet train.
So let me get this clear, Mr. Malik. When you form the government, and if you form the government, are you going to re-look at the bullet train project?
See, all the money should be spent by the state. It is a dream project of Prime Minister of country, and it is not a useful to the country. It is only exhibitory, and he want to exhibit before the people of the world. And if he want to show that we have a bullet train, then central spend money on the project.
Will you look at all infra projects again then in the state of Maharashtra? Because there are a lot of infrastructure projects which are on right now. Will you take the same approach as you're taking to the bullet train project?
See, all the projects which are going under construction, this all were our project, whether it is a sailing, whether it is a coastal road, whether it is a new airport, whether the metro, all are accepted by us. That was a continuous process of the development. Definitely, we are not going to touch that.
What is the message to those who are watching today, Mr. Malik? Many are, wondering how this government will last a full 5-year term, considering that there are completely different ideologies on all sides. You stand for different things. How stable will this government be?
This government will be a secular government. Justice to all will be there, and priority of this government will be providing jobs to the youth and to remove the agrarian crisis from the state of Maharashtra. Definitely, Kisan or Naujawan will be the first priority of the government.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Malik, for sharing as many details as you could. So, a few things that have now become clear. Uddhav Thackeray, in all likelihood, will be the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra. There is consensus all around. So, it remains a formality. There is yet another meeting which takes place tomorrow, which needs to iron out more details. Clearly, things on board and points that now will need to be finalized as who becomes the speaker. Is there a deputy chief ministerial post? How are the portfolios split, etc. But there are larger questions at play as well. And those are what kind of a government will this combination provide to the state of Maharashtra? Discussing that now with me, China NC, spokesperson of the BJP, Tejas Mehta, political commentator, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist and commentator, and of course, Vaibhav Purandare, senior editor at Times of India. Welcome to all of you and thank you for speaking with us today. China, I will give you, the first sort of comment on what is happening. Even 2-3 weeks ago, would you have thought that the situation will emerge? 105 just wouldn't be enough. And now, clearly, these guys are on their way to form the next government.
Well, Tamanna, I must tell you in all honesty that number one, it's not over till it's over. Second is that the mandate was clearly for the Mahayuti, which is Prime Minister Modi and Devendra Fadnavis. 5 years of a transparent, non-corrupt government, no communal violence, no terror attack in this great state of Maharashtra. And the popularity of Devendra Fadnavis is seen vis-a-vis the others in the numbers, because if we got 105, other parties got 56, 54 and 44 respectively. Obviously, this is a mandate that needs to be acknowledged. Having said that, I think it's unfortunate that people who chose to fight in the Mahayuti have chosen to go with the corrupt with no ideological collision, rather as strange bedfellows, if I may say. It's important also to understand that the people of Maharashtra require stability and good governance. And if you feel
Shaina,
that
if I
the
may
Congress
come to a very
NCP,
interesting
Shiv
point
Sena
you made.
could be a natural choice.
Yes.
It's a very unnatural choice.
No.
It's very opportunistic to say the least.
Sure.
And it smells of
you
only
know the
one
counter
thing, which
will
is
be
power
that the
and
BJP
lust
has done
for
it in other
power
states.
and lust
But
for
Shaina,
chair.
I want to come to
So-
a very interesting statement that you just made. You said it's not over till it's over. Come on that. What do you mean when you say it's not over till it's over? Is
Absolutely.
the BJP still trying to, pull a rabbit out of its hat at this stage? You've not given in yet?
So Devendra Fadnavis and our Prime Minister and our party President Amit Shah ji have all echoed a sentiment that we are not interested in tod-fod ki rajniti and we are not going to be desperate for lust for power. But we must acknowledge one fact, that if out of 150 seats we win 105, our strike rate is 70%. The Janadesh or the vote share or the actual number of MLAs profess what the public wanted. Yes, we may be slightly falling short, but I think in the days to come we must eagerly wait and watch and see where is this common agenda. We talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in a state of Maharashtra, and this so-called Shiv Aghadi gets rid of the Shiv and calls it a Maha Aghadi. So that's just for starters. Having said that, there are many monumental projects which were started during Devendra Fadnavis's regime.
Yeah. No, in fact, I want to come to that.
Shana,
give me some time. I actually want to come to that point because if you heard, and if all of you heard my conversation with Nawab Malik, I asked him specifically about the bullet train project. And they're pretty sure that that's something that they want to re-look at. They're saying, let the centre provide the funds. Why should the state of Maharashtra provide the funds where it needs to focus on, agrarian distress, etc. Let me come to Vaibhav Purandare. How do you see all of this panning out? China says it's not over till it's over. Is it over?
Well, I think the spell of political uncertainty in the state will not be over even if the Shiv Sena, NCP and the Congress succeed in forming a government, which it now looks like they will succeed in forming, because Uddhav Thackerays and the Shiv Sena's tightrope walk begins then immediately, because Uddhav Thackere does not have administrative experience. Uddhav Thackere, if he takes up the CM's post, does not have legislative experience, and he will be flanked on both sides by NCP and Congress veterans who have serious administrative and legislative experience and experience of the complex workings of the bureaucracy and of the rules and procedures that a democratic setup and a constitutional setup has, which an extra constitutional setup obviously does not have. So it's going to be a big challenge. So he may give up his remote control and assume direct control. But will the remote control be now in Sharad Pawar's hands or Sonia Gandhi's hands, or in the hands of both Pawar and Sonia, is a question that to which an answer we will get only once the government is formed. It's going to be a very difficult tightrope walk for the Sena, I think.
Yeah, but it's okay. Rashid Kidwai is smiling. Let me come to you, Rashid Kidwai. When the Shiv Sena was claiming that they will have their chief minister, frankly, not too many people believe that they would pull it off. Does it seem like they're likely to pull it off? I'm going to add a caveat here because, it's really not done till it's done. And what kind of a government will this be?
Two things. First of all, I'm in agreement with China NC that it's not over yet. Remember when President rule was imposed, and the only time Mr. Amit Shah spoke in public, gave an interview, and in that interview he was very categorical. He kept daring opposition to form a government. Here is a moment. The moment is about to come when the three sides have come together and forming a government. I have a slight view, a slight disagreement with the panelists. I think once the government is formed, the government will work well, because this is Shiv Sena, which is for the first time is getting this kind of primacy in the sense of probably by being led by a Thackeray, and there is, as we know, there is a lot of economic slowdown is there. If Sena, which is already as now a reputation of being pro farmers and pro manufacturing sector and all, if they can really do something, then that will be lapped up. And this is something, remember, the Congress has a lot of experience. People like Ashok Chavan, Prithviraj Chavan, or for that matter even Ajit Pawar, they have a lot of administrative experience. You look at Naveen Patnaik, when he came in politics, he was a greenhorn. He couldn't even speak in local dialect. We turned out to be one of the most successful chief minister of India. So all these things are there. I think we should not have a kind of view that Mr. Uddhav Thackere, whoever becomes the chief minister, will not be able to run. There will be problems. Remember, there will be coordination panel, a lot of these things, because the time that is being consumed is to iron out all kind of things, so that nobody should get up and say, oh, what is your view on Shri Krishna report, which has indicted Shiv Sena in the 1993 riots. So the three parties are working with a purpose. But I am just wondering why Mr. Amit Shah's famed Chanakya Niti, why is he so silent and discreet? Why there was no attempt to make a Goa out of Maharashtra or Manipur? And so many places
Are they
BJP
waiting
has
for
done it
Karnataka?
with deft and
Yeah,
you know,
China,
finesse.
you want to respond to that? Where is the famed Chanakya Niti? Are you looking not at the Goa model but at the Karnataka model? Let's give this a year and a half, and then see what to do.
No,
But Karnataka,
no.
they did try the first
Obviously, if
time
there is
system.
no stability, we will be in every position to raise questions. But if I can just make a limited point, you know, Tamanna, in 2014 we fought 260 seats and we won 122. In 2019, we very well had the choice to fight on our own and probably make a government on our own under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi and Devendra Fadnavis. Having said that, we chose to stick to our alliance, chose to stick to 25 years of a common ideology of Hindutva against corruption, all of the others, and we fought lesser seats. We fought 150, but still our strike rate was 70%. That's 105. Now, if you look at the mandate that the Shiv Sena got, a lot of the victory is ours. So I think the people of Maharashtra feel
crying
in a
over
way
that now, Shaina. That
I
was the
wouldn't want to use
story.
the word cheated, but they feel
That was the story. I think.
no. But why is
in
that
the end
necessary
of-
in a ref?
At
Hear
the end
me
of last
out.
month and the beginning
Tamanna,
of
let me
this
finish
one,
my
it's
point.
gone way beyond that now. They have decided.
No,
to
but
split
why am I
away.
saying that? Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? Because if we were interested in breaking, getting defections, we could have been at it from the 24th itself. We chose not to in the interest of the people of Maharashtra. We took the high moral ground that yes, we do not have the actual numbers if the Mahayuti does not go together, and President's rule is the only option. Moment President's rule came in, you have all strange bedfellows trying to get together with a Khichdi Sarkar without even the basic fundamental of a development plan for Maharashtra, and only for the lust for power. So that is the basic difference between the BJP and other parties.
Tejas Mehta, do you buy that? Do you buy that the BJP has taken the moral high ground, and that's why this sort of silence on their end, when we have seen them make a success story of almost failures in other state elections as well, and Goa is a big example.
Well, I think the difference really is that in Goa and in Karnataka, the gap between their, the numbers they came with and the magic number was much smaller. In Maharashtra, it is, way too big to actually cobble up such a, such a large number of, break away them from the original parties and to get them there, much harder, much tougher, and it would be, it would take much longer to do it. And even here in Karnataka, they could not really succeed. Ultimately, the government fell on their own contradictions. And I think that's what they'll be really hoping for, because the chances of them making a government, they first tried to do it with the Shiv Sena. If they had given them that 22, now on hindsight, if they look at it, if they're given them 50% of the CM ship, they could have been in power today. But of course, this is hindsight, the benefit of hindsight. Yeah. They could not, of course, move ahead with the NCP if we are to speculate that something was really happening. But, my question really is on the stability. Does this at all prove stability? I have serious doubts, because I agree with Purandare, given the fact that Uddhav Thackeray does not have any experience. And remember, these are really not just senior, not just experienced, but very, very shrewd Congress and NCP politicians. They will be waiting internally for any mistake that the top leadership of the Shiv Sena will be making, to ensure that they somewhere can get a better positioning in the government, get another portfolio. All that will happen. But if you had heard what Nawab Malik was saying, Tamanna, I remember his last sentence. This is going to be a stable government. This is going to be a secular government. I mean, wow, the days have really changed, where now the Congress is supporting the Shiv Sena and it is a secular government. So that facade really, I think, has dropped from all political parties of what is secular, what is communal. This was a party which continuously called the Shiv Sena communal party. Yeah. What sort of impact is it going to have across India? I think that's going to be fascinating for the Congress and to many other secular parties to really watch out as to what this new alliance, what it bears.
No, so bigger questions. They just very rightly, you've raised some very important questions. One is stability of this government. And you know what happens to Uddhav Thackeray as chief minister, surrounded by complete veterans of the Maharashtra political and government structure. What happens to the Congress party on a national level? Let me extend that and say, does this form a template for opposition parties and non-BJP parties, even allies at a national level, who are looking for survival? So some key questions there. Mr. Kidwai, you want to come in on the part of stability once again, because I think that is the biggest question at hand. Of course, China is convinced
Absolutely.
that this will be
I
an
think this
unstable
whole
government.
issue of this
Yeah.
ideological business is something that sounds very well in the drawing rooms. You look at the BJP, the kind of language BJP, Giriraj Singh and others speak in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and Mahesh Sharma and all, and the way it's talked about in Meghalaya, or let's say for example beef and a lot of other issues. So all political parties in India are pretty flexible when it comes to ideology. I think there is a certain amount of majoritarianism that's been there in all most political parties, including the Congress. I can give a lot of examples from the Congress that Congress has always been a very, so to say, pro-Hindu party, whether it was K. Karunakaran in Kerala or Indira Gandhi herself in Punjab.
Yeah.
And she sacrificed her life also for that kind of cause. So there's been a lot of instances are there. So I don't think people are going to be very disturbed. Let me also remind everyone, Shiv Sena has not been a ideologically driven party, in the sense that it's not from Sangh Parivar the way Jansangh was, or Hindu Mahasabha was, or RSS is. So it is its own kind of outfit, a very regional kind of outfit.
Yeah, but
It's on Hindutva.
yeah, I mean, the Shiv Sena founder was known as the Hindu Hriday Samrat.
Exactly.
Can we can we really now erase that from the
Absolutely.
Shiv Sena
Hindu
history?
Hriday Samrat who supported emergency.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from the ideology. Tejas, you
No,
want to
no,
come in on that?
I think
Yeah, and the limited point I want to make here is that for years the Congress has been accusing Bal Thackeray, the Thackerays, the Shiv Sena of fomenting riot, of instilling this anti-Muslim sentiment. For years they have been accusing them of that. What has suddenly changed? Now, of course, how are you going to explain this to your cadre? How are you going to explain this to in the next election? Because every political party opposing the Congress will be raising this issue as to what really happened about secularism. Now, whether it has an impact on the ground or not, I don't think we can certainly say that there is
Either
no
way,
impact
yeah.
of secularism or communalism. Certainly, there's an impact in many, especially in on the secular parties who they think they are secular. There is certainly an impact if suddenly a Muslim voter is asking these questions. What will their answer be? It's not going to be so simple. So I think you are right in saying somewhere, Tamanna, that this has it become a national template, and does the definition of secularism now completely change? Because earlier what used to happen, certain BJP leaders would go into the Congress party and then questions would be raised, has he become secular? But now the Congress party itself, with blessings from the top, Ahmed Patel being there, is at with Uddhav Thackeray finalizing this deal, and they'll be making the government very soon. So I certainly think this has going to change national politics and this whole communication over secular, communal.
Yeah.
And I think probably it is for the better, because I think India has gone also beyond this.
I think maybe, and let me get one response from Rashid on this. I think maybe the messaging will also be that the political priority today is to push back the BJP, and the Congress and the NCP may be hoping and betting that their voters will
Absolutely.
understand that.
Tamanna. Absolutely. Tamanna, you see, communities are extremely pragmatic. I mean, you look at that whole Punjab, the kind of bitterness that was there, that Hindu-Sikh rivalry, and what did we see? The BJP joining hand with Akali Dal. So this is what happened all the places. I remember when you see the Congress for the first time had aligned with Kerala with IUML, there was a huge outrage. But today it's very much part and parcel of that coalition government in Kerala, and it has worked wonders. So there are so many. The same thing. I don't want to just keep on saying about BJP and PDP. After all, they were allies.
Yeah.
There's so many political parties are there. With BJP had a lot of differences in the northeast and all. They all have have come together, or in Goa or so, it's working very well. This speaks of, our own flexibility and the kind of, dynamic polity we have.
China, your response to that, you've called this an unholy alliance, but there have been templates before, many that the BJP itself has used. When you do it, it's in the interest of democracy. Why can't someone else do it to avoid president's rule and give the people of Maharashtra a government?
No. So you're entitled to your question, but the Bharatiya Janata Party has never resorted to this kind of unholy alliance. If you talk about the PDP, both parties didn't have an alliance when we went to polls. We had a common minimum agenda which was in the interest of the people of Jammu Kashmir. But here you have a 25-year-old alliance which goes back to a common agenda of Hindutva, of course, of fighting the corrupt. You fought those corrupt and then you're going and tying hands with them. Is this not lust for power? I just have two simple questions.
So it's unholy because
right
they
now
ditched
is
you,
going
not
through
because
the
they have
worst
polar
agrarian
opposite
crisis. No.
No, what about Akalis? What about
we very
Anandpur Sahib
well had
resolution?
the choice after the 24th to go into a mode to form government. We accepted and respected the mandate of the people of this great state of ours, but not at the cost of compromising principles. And look at the track record too. If you look at the vote share in rural Maharashtra and in urban Maharashtra, it's very evident that people wanted Prime Minister Modi and Devendra Fadnavis as a repeat. I'm not going into any overconfidence. Yes, we fell short on numbers. We didn't resort to any kind of horse trading.
I'm not sure why you keep talking about
Shana Weber wants to come in, but I'm not sure why you keep talking about
Prime Minister Modi as a repeat. This was a state election. The Prime Minister is still the Prime Minister for the state of Maharashtra.
They did not, even when they went to meet the governor, when they went, just a limited point. The last time they were supposed to go to meet the governor with the letters of support, that didn't even happen. That's why I said it's not over till it's over. But that apart, our agenda is very clear. We are here as Pradhan Sevaks. We will continue to work for the people of Maharashtra that voted for us. And most importantly, we do not want to breach their trust.
Loaded statement there. It's not over till it's over unless, you sort of, the miracle happens and these letters no longer come. What is the BJP betting on? Weber, you wanted to come in.
No, I heard Rashid Kidwai saying that, the Sena is just a regional force and does not belong to the Sangh Parivar, etc., etc. Now, we have been hearing ad nauseum how the Sena used to be close to the Congress once upon a time, but we have to make a distinction between the pre-1985 Sena and the post-1985 Sena. Balasaheb Thackeray had absolutely no equation from the Rajiv Gandhi era with the Nehru Gandhi family at all. The equation ended with Indira Gandhi, and of course he supported the emergency. We all know that history, Vasant Sena, etc., etc. But this is the party that has owned up to the demolition of the Babri Masjid. This is a very serious allegation which Balasaheb Thackeray himself accepted that he had done it. Balasaheb Thackeray was barred from voting for a period of 6 years, disenfranchised, because he fought elections on the issue of Hindutva. So this is, you cannot just say it doesn't belong to the Sangh Parivar. It has been accused of participating in the 1992-93 riots after the demolition of the Babri Masjid.
So
this is a very odd kind of justification happening.
Okay, does it matter though now? Yes, Rashid, do respond.
I think no. I think you see, I was misunderstood. There is no denying of the facts and deeds. What I'm saying is, communities, political parties in Indian politics, they have a right to live and learn, and this is what has happened. As I keep giving examples of coming together of BJP and Akali Dal in the context of this a bloody history of Punjab separatism and all those Anandpur Sahib and etc. That same thing applied to BJP, PDP. The same thing applies to many of the pro-Christian political parties in the northeast, that BJP is extremely comfortable and running very successful coalitions. To say this put everything on the Congress doorsteps or Muslims. See, the Muslim community is also very smart. You see, you look at Ayodhya judgment, it's being welcomed by everybody. And why is it so? It is not that, as I said it in one of your program, the people were speaking from position of strength and position of weakness. They were saying the same thing. So communities have, they use cushion to absorb these things. Now, we intellectuals tend to think that this is all, a wrong has been committed. I am saying this is a fascinating phase in Indian politics. Let's see how it shapes up. Why can't Sena reform itself?
No, is Sena expected to do the reformation or the Congress? Depends on which side you're looking at. Today you had a top Congress leader talk about how he is waiting for, grand temple at Ayodhya. Someone sitting in another position will say, oh, the Congress is reforming itself. Tejas, you want to come in on that? Who's doing the reforming? And how about reforming governance in the state of Maharashtra?
No, I agree with Rashid. This is a fascinating idea because for the first time we are seeing that
Reforming is only one aspect of this debate. Tamanna, but who's going to work?
Yeah, we are for the first time seeing that the BJP has been outfoxed, so there are no other options. So yes, I think fascinating.
Well, are they in it for social reforms or what? I mean, is this some exercise in carrying out social reforms?
But the open clear that this government does last its 5 years, and Maharashtra certainly needs stability. All the projects which the government was doing, Fadnavis was doing, have to be finished as soon as possible, and of course, the issue of farmers to be taken care of.
No, I think that's the important point that we should focus on what this government will actually do. Because remember, we're just talking about how this government will sort itself out. That's not forget.
Exactly the point I'm making,
Let's
Tamanna.
not forget there is going to be a very
statement?
strong opposition party. If the BJP is going to be sitting in the opposition ranks, then they're not going to give an easy pass to this government the way the BJP and the Sena got for the last 5 years. With no opposition looking even alive in the state of Maharashtra, the BJP is not going to be a quiet
Can
opposition.
I just make a limited point?
Yes, Shaina.
Tamanna, just a very limited point. Obviously, what matters is what work the government does. There are over 3 lakh crore infrastructure projects in the pipeline which are halfway through, some of which need to be completed. If there are going to be huge escalation costs, if there's going to be corruption, we will raise our voice and we will continue to fight for the people of Maharashtra. But I think what is important at this juncture is not who becomes chief minister and what the so-called common minimum agenda is. It's about what they choose to do for the people of Maharashtra. In a state which is looming in debt, where we have such huge deficits, where we have such major farmer issues. These are not simple problems.
But this is what I love about politics, China.
Every single
you are already
day
sounding like an opposition leader.
For 5 years.
You're already sounding like an opposition leader. If till 3 weeks ago I told you the state is with looming debt and farmer distress,
I said
and what
earlier
have
on
you
a
done
debate
about
today,
it?
picture abhi baki hai.
Okay, I think most journalists are fed up of this picture. They're waiting for the end.
So can I say something about economy?
Most journalists are fed up. Okay, a bigger question. Is this setting a template nationally? Is this setting a template nationally, or is this going to be a Maharashtra, experiment? And an experiment it is. No one would have thought that the Congress, the Shiv Sena and the NCP will actually come together and form the government. Remember that option existed in 2014 as well. It was a very different picture. You're seeing the BJP at the peak of its power. I want to come to that perspective. Tejas, you want to pitch in on that? Are we going to see more quote unquote unholy alliances, if you want to call it, or experiments, or whatever you may want to call it? Are we going to see more versions of this across the country? Bihar, I'm thinking about what happens in Bihar.
Yeah, I mean, Bihar, or let's say, somewhere in West Bengal, of course, the left is now hardly relevant there. But if, say, the left does manage to get a significant number of seats, can Mamata Banerjee, really come together? Because this time, very interesting in West Bengal, given the fact that the BJP is said to be, have made a lot of ground in the 2019 general election. So when the elections happen there, can the extreme polls, like we are seeing the Congress and the Shiv Sena, the other extreme pole is the left and Mamata Banerjee. So if these sorts of combination can come together, or we have already seen the Samajwadi Party and the BSP come together, it didn't really work. So I think the message really is that politics is really the art of the impossible. Don't give up till the end. And if at the end the goal is to ensure that one rising political power is kept in check, kept in control, then I think this is a fantastic attempt being made. But yeah, stability, key issue will come back once again.
Shaina is listening very carefully to you when you're saying don't give up till the end. You keep saying picture abhi baki hai. We're wondering, remember how long this journey has been, and it seems. They have to tomorrow form a consensus, then they have to reach the governor has to be available, all fax machines, etc. working, then the letters have to come. So we will, and then of course the floor test. So there is a lot, going on, but just a quick word from Rashid Kidwai on the national implications. If this government does come into being, what are the national implications, and will we see other parties trying to replicate this? That all is fair in love and war and in an attempt to keep the BJP out?
Yes, the most important message is that BJP can be humbled. Delhi is not all that powerful that it's looking to be. It was at 24th of May. 2019. You look at Delhi government, it is doing very well right under the nose of Modi government, and it's got a mandate also. You look at Odisha government, which is doing very well in spite of BJP making huge inroads in Odisha, Chhattisgarh government, Madhya Pradesh government, Punjab government. These small pockets. If Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena, Congress, NCP, they can put some kind of model in Maharashtra, I think this is going to be watched with a lot of interest. This comes at a time when it was seen that opposition Mukt Bharat, Congress Mukt Bharat, the kind of, the deafness, that kind of political acumen,
opposition parties.
That kind of ideological flexibility.
Sure, what we're seeing now today is proof that anything can happen in Indian politics. And today we're talking about the politics, but we must focus also on what this government will do. Important message here being projects like the bullet train. The RA, metro shed, which the Shiv Sena protested about so much while being in government with the BJP. What will be its stance now that it is in government? All of these are very important questions because, the politicians at the end of the day have to walk the talk. And we'll have to wait and see how this government, if it comes to be, forms and whether, like the BJP panel said, picture abhi baki hai. I want to thank all of you for joining us today on debate number 1. When we come back, we're talking about the telecom sector. It's been a big week for the telecom sector. All players have decided to hike tariffs. 2 of them are now going to court asking for a review of a Supreme Court judgment, which means that they will have to shell out 90,000 crore rupees. But can the industry really survive, and what do they need to do? Pull themselves out of this rut they're stuck in. I'm coming back with the top experts to analyze the telecom crisis after this break.